What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope we're all doing absolutely fantastic. And today, as usual, we're going to continue the book by Cicero on the ideal orator. It's going to be the 65th part of the third book, so let's get started. No one should be surprised that the inexperienced crowd notices these things when it is listening, since in this area, as in all others, the power of nature is great and incredible. Everyone distinguishes what is good and bad in the systematic arts by means of a kind of inarticulate feeling without the help of any art of or system. People do so in the case of paintings, statues, and other works of art, for the understanding of which they are less well equipped by nature. And they display this capacity to a much greater degree when judging words, rhythms, and sounds, because these are deeply rooted in our normal instincts, and nature has wanted no one to be entirely devoid of a feeling for such matters. Consequently, not only artfully arranged words steer everyone's feelings, but rhythms and the sounds of the voice do so as well. After all, only a small minority understands the theory of rhythms and cadences. Yet it is the slightest Yet if the slightest mistake is made in these matters, and an element is contracted and becomes too short, or lengthened and becomes too long, the entire theater cries out in protest. And truly, the same thing happens to with voices, choruses, and even soloists. If they sing out of tune, are hooted off the stage by the ordinary crowd. Considering the great difference between the expert and the unschooled in terms of performance, it is remarkable how little they differ when it comes to making a judgment. For it did not stir the emotions and give delight in a natural way, and nothing is, in fact, so akin to our natural feelings and rhythms and the sounds of voices. They rouse and inflame us, calm and soothe us, and often lead us to joy and sadness. Their enormous power is more closely connected with poems and songs, and was not, I think, neglected by our very learned King Numa or by our ancestors in general, as the lyre and the flute player at ritual banquets, as well as the verses of the Sali indicate. But it was ancient Greece that most frequently practiced music and song. I only wish you had preferred a discussion on this topic and other such questions rather than on these childish problems of metaphors. Anyway, just as the crowd discerns mistakes in verse, it also perceives if our speech limps in some way. But while they do not forgive a poet, they do make allowance for us. Nonetheless, without being able to articulate it, all of them notice if what we have said is not well fitted and completely formed. In the same way, the ancients, just as we see some people doing even today, being incapable of fashioning periods and, as it were, giving a rounded form to the words, for we have only recently begun to have the ability or the courage to do so, spoke in clauses of three or two, some of them even of single words. But despite their inadequate powers of expression, they did hold on to the demands that the human ear naturally makes, that these clauses they uttered should be equal in length, and that their pauses for breathing should occur at regular intervals. Alright, guys, so yeah, we've done with another part, and as usual, we're gonna continue tomorrow with the next one. Thank you for joining me today in this reading session. See you tomorrow. Bye.